going on, everybody? Welcome. My name is Andrew Russell. Today's really exciting because I got the Canon EOS R and we're gonna test it out. First of all, a huge thanks to Canon for sending over both the EOS R and the 24-105 for me to test out. Currently, I'm using the Canon 6D and I've been looking to upgrade, and this looks to be the potential camera that I'm going to buy. You can go to this time mark in the video to hear what I have to say about this after I test it. I believe that if you're looking at camera tech reviews at all, you probably know a lot about the device you're already looking up, so I'm not going to get into the technical details about the camera or the lens because you probably already know. What I like to do in my reviews is talk about how this would relate to my life, if it's practical for every situation which I use my camera in, and whether or not I would buy it. I do a lot of events, portraits, weddings, freelance work, and I also record a lot of video not only for my YouTube channel, but I also really want to be able to utilize my DSLR for recording little short films, making reels, doing self-tapes. Basically, I need a camera that does it all. This one looks like it could be it, but I'm also leaning towards the Sony. You know what? Let's test this thing out. Everything you see from now on in this video is all going to be recorded with the EOS R. So yeah, I don't know why I'm sitting here talking to you still. I'm gonna go play with this thing. I could tell you right now, vlogging with this thing is probably incredible. The autofocus is great. It's really fast. I thought the first cool thing that we could do with this camera is just take it up to the mountains, film some sunsets. Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I've been using the Canon 6D for a really long time. So I'm telling you right now, any camera that I use is gonna be a crazy phenomenal upgrade. There's a few things I wonder about with this camera, and we're gonna figure them all out. We've got like 30 minutes before the sun sets, so let's go. All right, we got here with plenty of time. Like I said, this camera, as a vlogging camera as it is incredible. The ability to always see yourself right off the side of the camera is whew, that's incredible. One cool thing about this camera is that the focus is pretty off the charts. I mean, this is in 4K resolution, and all the way back there you guys saw I was in focus. Now this comes with the new 1.4 update that they just released. Hey, I'm trying to record a video. Thank you. Some bird. Now you'll see that the autofocus is really good. Now that's something that is so important for me when I'm gonna buy a new camera, is the autofocus, because you have no idea how much time it takes me to film a video when I don't have the ability to just autofocus on my eye. And to me, that type of technology is so out there and so available. I think that every camera should have it, especially if I'm spending over $2,000 on it. Now, the two other things that I had reservations on with this camera are the 4K crop and the 120 frames in 720p. The 4K crop, I can deal with. This actually is in 4K right now, not having any issues with it. All I have to do is move further away or just get a wider lens. That issue is so easily resolved. The 120 FPS in only 720 isn't really a huge problem because of the 720. The thing that I don't like about it is the fact that autofocus is disabled when you go into 720. Now I know you guys will be like, if you're a good photographer, you should be able to just manually focus for all of that stuff. Yes, I get that, but the ability to do it on so many other cameras outweighs the fact that you can't do it on this one, especially for a cheaper price. If I can buy a Sony camera and I have the ability to autofocus in 120 frames per second in 1080p, and I can't even do half of that on this one, and this one's quite a bit more money, I think that's kind of an issue. Okay, so we've got a little bit longer before the sun sets. We're gonna go get a time lapse of it setting, then we're gonna head to Universal Studios to take some pictures. Let's go. Well, we didn't get a time lapse of the sun setting because I was too late. But we did get some pictures. Maybe it's the fact that I haven't had a really high-end camera since 2012. Using a camera with this high-quality tech built inside is like night and day from what I was using. The point of getting a new camera like this is that it just makes your job easier. It's great. So next up, we're gonna head over to Universal Studios Hollywood, take some pictures of theme park stuff because a lot of people use DSLRs at theme parks. So let's go. Boom, just like that, we are here. I wish it was that easy in real life, but it's not. We're here at Universal Studios Hollywood. We're gonna go around the park, take photos in different situations and in different areas of the park. If you wanna download the raw photos, they're down below. And let's go have some fun, yeah? Okay. Wow. You guys, this camera completely exceeded all of my expectations. I don't know what I was expecting when I was going into the theme park. I kind of was nervous. I was thinking maybe it was gonna have some problems, maybe the slow motion was really gonna bother me. And honestly, the slow motion didn't bother me close to as much as I thought it was going to. It's not as convenient as having autofocus, not by any means. But let's go back to the studio, put the images on the computer, see if all of this is usable and makes me happy. From what I can tell on this little baby screen, well, I mean, boom, we are back. Yeah. At this point in time, I've had a couple days to really play with all the footage and all the pictures. Again, if you want to download some of the raw pictures that I've taken over the past couple days, they're in the description below. And now it's time for my final verdict. Do you like that? As far as photos are concerned for the Canon EOS R, in my honest opinion, if you have a camera within the past like 5 to 8 years and you can't take a decent picture, you should probably just go take some classes or something. The thing is that our phones can now take like 10 to 20 megapixel photos. If you're using DSLRs that have 20, 30, 40, 60 megapixels, the amount of details that these cameras can capture these days are out of this world. So as far as photos on this thing are concerned, I think they look sharp, I think they look great. For me, it's all about the lens you're using anyways. What I will say is the system behind the photographs is incredible. The autofocus is out of this world. It makes taking pictures a breeze. Also, something that surprised me coming into the mirrorless world that I didn't know that I was going to absolutely love. Both of the screens show you exactly what the image is going to look like. I didn't even understand that that was a thing. I'm used to just taking a picture, taking a look at the picture afterwards, and having to adjust based on that. In the mirrorless world, before I take the picture, I can see what the picture will end up looking like when I click that button. Not only that, when I take the picture, the screen doesn't go black, it just clicks. I almost was confused for a second because I wasn't sure that the camera was actually taking pictures, but it was. So as far as photography is concerned, the camera's great. I think all DSLR cameras are great. Now, let's talk about video. Obviously, I think the video is fantastic. 1080 is crisp, the colors are fantastic. Shooting in Canon log gives you a lot more control over everything that you do. In 4K, I really don't know what all the fuss is all about. The crop doesn't bother me at all, and if you really want less of a crop,
Just use a wider lens. It's just that simple to fix. The ongoing problem that I have with video is 720p in 120 frames per second. You lose sound and you lose autofocus. Going back through the footage, I was actually pleasantly surprised at seeing what the final result looked like. Really quickly switching into a high frame rate to get these really cool shots, they ended up very much enhancing my video. Later on in the day, we ended up going to a beach and getting some slow motion shots of fire. And honestly, it looks great. The footage is usable, the slow motion is nice and smooth, the colors look great, it works. But will it work in 3 years? Will it work in 6 years? If I'm gonna buy any piece of gear within the next 5 years, I'm gonna buy a lens. Probably not another DSLR unless this one breaks. So getting something that is very much future-proof is so important to me. That one little flaw is the one thing that might be holding me back. There's so many other features of this camera that I love, like the autofocus, the flip screen, the touch screen, the color profiles on Canon, the ability to use my current lenses with no compatibility issues. So overall, I just loved my time with this camera. Unfortunately, I gotta send it back now. So at the end of the day, this camera showed me that I do need to upgrade my DSLR, whatever it may be, because the technology is so far beyond what I have right now. Will it be this camera? Probably, but I still want to test the Sony to see if I'm truly making the right decision before I jump the gun. And that's that. If you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, let me know what you think below, and we'll see you guys next time. In the meantime, keep on learning stuff and go create something. Go.